Evening, everyone. I just wanted to thank you very much, Kylie, for that intro, and I just want to come back to your role in a minute. I just begin by acknowledging the Ngunnawal people and the nearby Ngambri as well, the Ngunnawal being the traditional custodians of the land on which we are meeting, and I pay my respects to elders past and present. Thanks, Auntie Caroline. From Yulma to Warramee, I'm from Darug country, but can I just say I think there was an element of your welcome that was really important when you reflected on the fact that while it might sound a lot more commonplace now, speaking your language was something that was not the done thing. And so many dialects in this nation just disappeared. And the role of the dialects, culture, songlines, we talk about rightly to live in this continent, to problem solve, but culture played such a big role in transmitting between generations knowledge. So it's very important. It's a rebellious act, would have been considered a rebellious act, but is now a very important one. So thank you to you all, and I pay my respects to all First Nations people who are present with us today. And I want to acknowledge the dignitaries, Their Excellencies, the Governor-General David Hurley and Linda. Very good to Linda Hurley, good to see you. As soon as I knew you were here, I was like, oof, don't take that the wrong way. But some of the people here know that my speeches can get a little bit loosey-goosey. And I'm thinking, I've got to behave tonight because Their Excellencies are here. But I will. I don't need to report back to the PM, trust me. I got to go and hang out at the Governor-General's place in July and have lunch as part of a welcome that we did for the Indonesian president. And, you know, you get up and sometimes you try to speak in the language and say a few things. And the Governor-General started off by speaking perfect Bahasa. And I thought, this is pretty good. And he kept going, and he kept going. He did 15 minutes in Bahasa. So if it's not too much trouble, can you just come back and do your... I told you loosey-goosey, and no one believed me. Another couple of hours, you reckon? Okay, it's a deal. But it is very important, and I think in terms of building connections with our near neighbours, and especially the connections between ideas, very, very important. So it is and your words struck a chord, Your Excellency, with everyone here, because for the big national problems and global, frankly, you will all help us, problem solvers one and all. And I know I'm not the only one that feels deeply about this. My good friend, the member for Bean, David Smith and Liesl, who are here tonight. David always likes to rub it in that the ACT has the highest proportion of scientists and researchers in the country. I don't know why we're still friends. To the Chief Scientist, Dr. Kathy Foley, it's terrific to have you here. And one more person that I just want to recognise, because I know it'll make her enormously allergic and uncomfortable, is Genevieve Bell. Genevieve, congratulations. Huge. And the nicest thing you could have done just then is shake your head at me, which is exactly what you did. We are enormously proud that you are taking up that Vice-Chancellor's role at ANU. Thank you enormously for everything you have done and will do. And that takes nothing away from Brian Schmidt, who is a tremendous contributor to national life, but it is terrific. We are all deeply happy, honoured that you are taking up that role. Well done. Well, it must be awards season because we're at another prestigious Science and Engineering Awards event after the PM's prizes last week. That event where outstanding scientists, innovators, teachers honoured as a great success, but it's terrific that tonight we have yet another chance, and I think we should often celebrate the nation's outstanding achievements in applied science, technology, engineering and areas of vital importance to the broader community. ATSE, I just have to say, provide incredible leadership To Catherine and Kylie and the entire Academy, deep gratitude for what you do in terms of tech, science and engineering communities. These awards reflect the Academy's values, embracing and celebrating STEM talent from across different communities, recognising brilliance not just in our research institutions and universities, but in our companies as well, and in our broader community, whether as researchers just starting out, scientists making breakthroughs, companies turning big ideas into products made right here in our country, long-standing science leaders who've become mentors for the generations after them. The awards recognise science excellence can happen anywhere. I'm particularly pleased that tonight I'll be with you to celebrate a new award category, the Traditional Knowledge Innovation Award, recognising the successful application of traditional knowledge systems, First Nations knowledge systems, through modern innovation. I'm proud the government is committed to elevating First Nations knowledge systems. As Minister for Science, some of my most memorable experiences have been hearing about uniquely Australian collaborations, bridging knowledge and wisdom held by the oldest continuing civilisation on Earth and scientific possibilities today. From spinifex grass being turned into latex gloves, new forms of cement, Botox, discovering antibiotic properties in cobra grubs. There is still so much we can learn and work on together, and I can't wait to hear about the inaugural winners in this category. The government is committed to learning from science and acting on science, and you know it's been something I've pushed. I hope you've noticed I've been pushing very hard because this is a time for us, and there are moments where we do need to work as one to elevate the importance of science in terms of shaping the future of our country and, frankly, other parts of the world. Our revitalisation of our national science and research priorities in its final stages. There are many of you here that have contributed to our considerations around that and given up time and expertise through those contributions. Similarly, many of you have not only contributed to the Diversity in STEM review, but provided inspiration for a different, more inclusive embrace of STEM in this country. Because the opportunities are immense, and the importance of science has never been more acutely felt. Scientists and industries embracing science will help us meet our ambitious net zero targets. You're the key to unlocking new industries in quantum, robotics, synthetic biology, all right here, and your expertise is helping create healthier, greener, more secure futures. Tonight's another chance to celebrate all that you do, and I congratulate all involved and all the nominees and the inspiration you offer to all Australians and all the fellows that have been recognised this week. And I just want to end on this. I said I'd mention about Kylie. Kylie Walker, I am deeply grateful for. Someone who generously, I was a backbencher, as Kylie noted, and spent the time talking to me. But the thing that I impressed on Kylie, one of the things that really motivates me is to call up talents from all parts of our community to make sure that they can make a contribution to the fabric of national life from wherever they are. And particularly in my area, there are a lot of kids that think that science, engineering, technology, maths, all that stuff isn't for them. And sometimes it's reinforced at home, where alternate career paths might be encouraged because it's going to be easier, and that's probably more likely where you'll go well. And I mentioned this, we had this really good conversation with Kylie, and Kylie, to a great credit, unbeknownst to me, by the way, I had no idea, came out to my community, talked to young students in our area, and started talking about ways in which, and particularly some of the great high schools in my area, those young people could get involved. And here you had someone from Academy, a national academy, spending time with these students, telling them, yes, you can do this. I think that speaks a lot about a person, like just did it on her own, came out to Western Sydney from Canberra, and spent time with those students and no doubt inspired them. And Kylie, that speaks a lot to who you are as a human, and I'm very, very grateful for your care, and the fact that the Academy has you here is a great credit to them, but you're also a great credit to the rest of our community. Thank you very much. I wish you all the very best for tonight.